We're here on Middle Bass Island on Lake Erie, and this is Lonz's Winery. And this winery actually a few years ago collapsed, and there were a couple people killed on it, but the state has taken it over and rebuilt the winery, and I guess they use it now for events. So that's Lonz's Winery, and you can buy Lonz's wine all over. They still make the wine. So here's a barge with Perry's Monument in the background. That is Put-in-Bay over there. And it looks really weird seeing this barge with a backhoe just almost underwater, just chugging along. Inside the winery now, and these are some of the huge wine kegs that they have. They've turned this into a museum. After the collapse of the building, they turned this into a museum now, but this is where they used to store the wine. And these little counters here: drink no longer, water, take a little wine for thy stomach's sake. So I don't know if that's a true statement, but anyway, all this stuff is really old. And like I said, these wine barrels are huge, and they're going to keep all this in here for a museum. There's a lot of rooms in this museum. So here's another room in the winery. I'm not sure what all this equipment is, but it's been preserved. It's been preserved, and it's all the equipment they used for making wine. So, and some of the old wine bottles, they've saved those too.
This is a sediment shaker.
A sediment shaker.
They can shake 10 dozen bottles of wine at a time to get the sediment to settle, and they can get rid of it before they
I see. Okay.
do a finished bottling.
And this looks like a bottle corker.
That's a bottle corker.
I don't know how old some of this stuff is, but it looks like it's pretty antique.
Well, this place was opened in the mid-1800s.
Yeah.
So that's at least that old.
So it's pretty cool. And
It's torture device.
yeah, I don't know what that is. But and then we have the racks here to store wine. And the ship's wheel. Since we're on Lake Erie, we always have to have a ship's wheel. And more wine equipment. So it's an interesting place. This little building here, I mean, it's teeny tiny. Must have been where they put you when you drank too much wine. No, I'm kidding. But we'll put this guy in there. All right, he's drunk. Goodbye, Tom.
Bye. I'm going to sleep it off.
Uh-huh. All right, I really don't know what this room was for, but that kind of works. And there's a view of Lake Erie, and we have Put-in-Bay again out there. It's only about 15 minutes away. You can catch the Sunny Bee, and I'll take you right over there. So these are all really cool old limestone walls. They were mined on the mainland and brought over here, and I love the way they're just all crumbled and deteriorated, but it adds to the charm. And this is the hallway. Another drinking room, okay. Yep, so here we have more wine barrels and old tables where people got their spirits. And what does this sign say?
Here a little bread beneath a a bottle, a flask of wine, a book of
verse,
and
thou.
And
okay.
thou.
Some of this stylized lettering is a little difficult to read, but and then we have these old tables here where everybody has carved their names and dates and all kinds of things.
If you look far enough, you'll probably find my parents in here somewhere.
Yep, so they kept all that, and I think that's pretty cool. And the ceilings of this place, again, you know, all brick and the deteriorating masonry. It's so cool. And it's very cool in here because this is where they stored the wine, so it had to be, it's a huge wine cellar. So, and here's more tables that they preserved. And again, all written on and scratched up and just really neat. And it's another sign here, but I have no idea what it says. It's really too dark to read.
That's
but
way too much to read.
Yeah, it kind of, I'm sure it's about drinking debauchery. Oh, it's okay, you don't need to read
Waste
it.
not your hour nor in the vain pursuit of this and that endeavor and dispute. Better be jocund with faithful grade, fruitful grade, than sadden after none or bitter fruit. Well, they talk funny back.
Yeah, that's how old these signs are. You know, they sort of.
A loaf of bread beneath the bough, a flask of wine, a book of verse and thou, I think they go there, beside a city in the wilderness, and wilderness is paradise now.
Here I came across this really old door with the ironwork and everything. How cool would that be in somebody's house on the front door? That's a beauty.
Here's a modern bathroom, and these drinking fountains only serve wine.
Right. There we go. I found another cool old door. I love old doors. You wonder who all's been in and out of them. This looks like a bifold door. It's really interesting. And you can hear the ventilation in here. It's really cold right here. And then this is the end of the winery. This goes to the end that way. So it's a pretty cool place. This old gem, and I'm sure they used to use this to plant the rows of wine, but I've never seen a tractor this old. So there's that. And here's Farmer Tom. He's getting ready to go plant the grape leaves.